Hi everybody, I haven't done a book review for a long time, so I thought it's time for a book review, and I'm actually doing not one but two today, and actually they're both the same book, one being a paperback and one being a hardback, and the title of the book is I Am Spock by Leonard Nimoy, and it's the international bestseller around his memories of um, the character Spock uh, in the television and movie franchise Star Trek. And I bought the paperback initially. It cost me £1.50 in a charity shop, and underneath it was the hardback. And the week went by, and I decided to go and buy the hardback also. Um, and what can I tell you about the book? Well, first of all, it's written by the late Leonard Nimoy, and to buy initially would be 16.99, but I got it for £1.50, so that was a bit of a bargain here. It tells the sort of genesis and um, the genesis of Spock and Nimoy's relationship with Spock. Uh, and it came about, the title of the book came about, funnily enough, from a previous book of Nimoy's, which was entitled I Am Not Spock, which caused a huge outcry in Star Trek fandom. Well, it would, wouldn't it? Uh, and in some way, it's a way of Nimoy addressing the fallout from that, the negative feedback from the original book, to reconnect in some way with not just Star Trek generally, but fandom and also the character itself. Uh, as he got older, as he became wiser, he understood the significance of Spock in his life. What else can I tell you? Well, I can tell you that this is a century book um, publication. It is a first published in 1995 by Century. This is a first edition. Um, Nice cover, and it's got some nice photographs in there which I like, and some great stories. And it's not just a sweetness as well. It tells of difficulties with certain characters whilst he was at work, and also it fills in the gaps during the series, when the series came to an end, and the start-up of the films, and the work he was doing in that sort of time period. So there's a great continuity around the book itself. Paperback book. Um, Nice picture of young Spock there. This, of course, is Nimoy himself, and Nimoy appears on the back of the paperback book. The paperback is published by Arrow Books. It's got some writing in there, so it's not exactly in great condition, this book, but it's readable, and that's what I wanted. It's part of my Star Trek collection, so I'm collecting books around Trek. Um, some of the fanfic, but also some of the memoirs of the characters involved with Star Trek, not just TOS, the original series, but throughout the canon that is the franchise of Star Trek. What stands out? Well, there's some emotion in this book as well, because you remember in Wrath of Khan, Spock, when Spock died, that sort of period in life really cemented Nimoy's relationship with Spock on an emotional level, because suddenly he found he had to say goodbye to someone who had brought him fame, fortune, issues as well, because there's dangers of being typecast. But I found that period of the book quite emotional. I love the little anecdotes. I love the fact that it's not just about how well everybody got on, but also some people didn't get on so well. particularly around the producers, the directors, the writers. Um, Nimoy really does talk about him being quite protective of Spock, and if a writer would, create a scene where Spock would just not act in that way, Nimoy would face that, face him off, call it out, get a bit of a reputation as being someone who's a bit prickly to deal with. But ultimately, he said it was, to maintain the character and dignity of the character as well. So, it's a great book in that sense. What I was going to tell you, well, you can get it on eBay for a couple of quid. It's a cracking read. If you like, I do love autobiography because it tells the story of someone going from A to Z. Generally successful people write their story, and it starts off in as we all are. We are born with nothing, we die with nothing, but it's what's happening in between time that is the important bit. So it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, when you are, what you've got now. It's about the journey to where you want to be. And Nimoy this story characterizes that it is predominantly Spock, but it is the stitching together is of his life in television, film, different series, theatre, poetry, other things he was interested in. Anyway, that's my review of the book. I would definitely recommend it. It's a cracking read. If you like autobiographies, if you like Star Trek, you will definitely need to read it. And of course, when you buy it, you must love it, you must enjoy it, you must read it, you must keep it as well. And thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Maybe we'll have another review of a book at some later date. Bye bye.